Malibu at the diner part of the casino.
That they're gonna slip back a little bit. Ben,
Do you ever ask yourself the question as to
For this town, things that haven't been done before.
I feel like
It's more than just Joe Biden, though. Like, it's just like people,
Overpay for DeGrom, and I think this is a great way for us to gather together.
I'll be looking for another job after this is over, I can tell you that.
Here, with your name behind it, hoping that...
Why did Trump fire Fauci? He could have gotten rid of him.
There's a lot of things you can have checked out. So
Talk whatever we want.
It's sports. Well, I'll tell you, no matter, I don't have to worry about my feelings to understand that.
I believe that they're gonna slip back a little bit.
I
Ben,
feel like
it's more than just Joe Biden, though. Like, it's just like
that we said before. His only option.
Man on Hell's Kitchen. Gabriel hates you.
when the economy goes down. So
The blood panel of my vitamin minerals.
this is a guy talking from Woodstock.
I'd say Yankees Dodgers.
yeah.
No matter, I don't have to worry about my feelings to understand that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the Doug Survival Show, which is brought to you by the Monkey Bar and Grill. Swing on by. We got Jim. He's always on the show. We got Carolyn. This is her second episode. And we got James joining us. So it just took us an hour to put together the thermostat. Jim, tell us what went wrong.
Oh boy. Well, it started from buying a thermostat for the wall to chill out the house. And it was a Honeywell,
we like Honeywell.
and it's
Yeah.
a good company.
It's a Jersey company.
It's the oval, old type, but it's modernized. And what she had previously, she had one of those Mercury switch thermostats from the olden days. It was a Honeywell, good. But when I took the cover off that old Honeywell, it had 4.3 million years of dust inside the thermostat. And I was thinking, that's probably why it's not operating right. So I started to clean it and all, and then Bernadette said, yeah, put the new one in, put the new one in, put the new one. Oh, okay, we'll put the new one in, So, I take the screws off. I'm getting the screws off, and then I have 3 wires, red, green, and blue. And I don't know what to do with them. So the new unit gives you colors to plug them into, right, to adapt them to this new thermostat. And it was blue, green, yellow, and red, and I guess that was an orange or something. And I put the blue with the B and the green with the G, and then we found out that red with the red would go. The jumper.
Carolyn gave you the wrong directions?
Well, no, she was going along with the instructions correctly.
I wasn't there from the beginning.
But
in the
after
beginning, it tells you to label the wires.
After we put it
where
all
they
together,
are.
it didn't work.
Thankfully, he
Where's
remembered where they were.
Where'd the fan go? The fan only operated for a little bit, and then it went off. Bernadette.
And what color
Well, why
wire?
did it go off? Why did it go off? It was always running. It would always run.
The blue wire should.
And the thing is that Carolyn went in and looked at the old one to see how the letters were corresponding to the old wires. I couldn't see with my eyes that it said yellow for the blue and G for the green and R for red. And it was like, bingo, we put the blue to the yellow.
And we got it right after an
And
hour.
we put it together, and bingo, we have air conditioning.
And-
So now Bernadette's going to sleep tonight. She's going to have sweet dreams every night
Amen.
until the capacitor blows.
Amen.
Oh, God.
And when that goes, that's going to
God
be a
forbid.
$12 feature. And it's going to be somebody to install.
Wait, I would like to say
Yeah,
something
yeah.
here.
Sure.
This is a perfect example of why one should read and follow the directions.
Well-
because if they read and follow the directions, the first thing it tells you is to label where the wires are in the old unit.
So Jim wasn't paying attention to that.
Well, no,
I didn't see
they
the-
didn't follow the
I
directions.
looked at the unit. I couldn't see the lettering.
because he can't see.
No, I'm having visual problems. I have to go to
Yeah,
see
me
an
too.
eye doctor. So very faintly, you could see Y, G, and red. I didn't see it when I looked at it. I was looking at it.
But
and
Bernadette
I didn't
was
see
with
anything.
you too. You could have asked her to look at it. If you
Well,
just follow the directions, the first thing it tells you is to make no. To his credit, when I went back to the old one to look,
She found it.
I said, "Where were the wires?" And he remembered
Yeah, I
where
was
the
there for
wires
that.
were, and so he, to his credit, he knew that the blue went to the yellow.
Because before we came on the air, Jim brought up that you only bring up questions. You don't. You
Oh, the
don't-
questions.
I know how to solve
Questions.
problems. I don't. I
She's
do
a
know how to solve
researcher. That's
problems.
what she is. Yeah.
I
She's
do
a
know how to
researcher.
solve problems. I just don't know how to take apart car engines and put them back. I
Yeah, well,
try.
You learned that on YouTube, right, Jim?
We didn't have YouTube.
I
when
know.
We, were growing
We
up.
had nothing, man. We were stripped naked. We were like in the woods, you know? You didn't know where to go. You fell through the woods to get someplace.
We were on our own.
And TV, you had TV. And it was just the
that
basic
didn't-
stations.
Yeah, 357.
Yeah, the
You
2
know,
through
when my
13.
sister moved to Texas in the early '80s, they had 3 television stations, and 2 were all about football. One was the Tom Landry show. I remember that. You know who Tom Landry is?
I heard of him. Yeah.
He ran the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. James, what do you think happened? You think
And
it
so
could have
could
been
you
solved?
imagine 3 stations, 2 of them were all about football?
I would love that.
I liked football when I was young. I was good in catching, and I was good at like quarterback.
Well, now
And
it's all
kicking, too.
now it's all political.
Oh,
Football.
it's
Ay, ay, ay.
since the 70s. I
Boy.
despise sports.
Now it's-
Despise them. It's all money. Once money got into the Yankees in the 70s, I said to all sports, I said everybody's going to do the same damn thing, and they did.
Well, when
They
you
did
watch Dr. Shiva,
that. Shiva,
Shiva.
Vandana Shiva, when you
SHIVA.
watch Dr. Shiva in this little
Yeah,
buzz,
the documentary you sent
swarm
me.
thing, you'll understand a little better.
Oh, nice. Oh, that was on
What-
Christmas Eve.
What
Yeah.
what all this, concerts and sports and all, and to keep the masses entertained
Good point. Good point.
instead of growing their own food,
Yeah.
healthy.
Healthy. Oh, Jim mentioned that you like organic stuff.
Well, I try.
I
And
found it.
my parents grew food in our backyard. They didn't put chemicals on it for the most part. I think they did spray the cherry tree.
Jim, you got
once.
something for us?
Yes, these are kind of like OCD compulsive disorders that we all have, but we all have our own. And I found that Carolyn doesn't
Don't
take her questions personally.
What are you, a
therefore,
psychotherapist?
never retains the answer of the initial question.
What disease is that?
Interest in questions only.
Is this
and
all
not
about
the
Carolyn?
answer. She speaks out loud. Should one retain, the question is, should one retain the question or the answer? What would you do? Would you want to retain the question?
The answer.
You
Why?
want-
What
you
does
want-
Carolyn do?
Logically, the question.
Why is that?
I don't.
Like,
I'm trying to figure that
Why
out.
are we friends?
I'm trying to figure out why is she in the
Because you guys are
question
better
state?
as friends. Dating never worked.
That's
Why
right.
is she in the question state and not in the answer state?
You got to ask her that question.
Yeah.
Well, she's got to ask herself. It's not my responsibility.
What the right question is very important in life.
It is. Well, that's how you research.
Very important. to ask the right
That's
question.
part of research.
It's important. So, I just wanted to point out that I had these beautiful golden raspberries, and they're really beautiful.
They're good. They're tasty.
When they have this little red blush on them,
She's dropping them on
you
the floor.
can see that. I don't know if you can.
And they're tasty.
They're even
You ever
more
had them?
tasty.
Where you got them?
Good.
I
From our
grew them
backyard.
from my backyard.
Oh,
In the
nice.
backyard.
You selling them or?
Gold raspberries. No, they're for
She
James.
could start a
Dollar,
business.
dollar,
They're
dollar
for
a
James
hit.
for his birthday, but I just wanted to show your fans that you
Oh,
too
nice.
can grow
Yeah.
food in your backyard, right here in New Jersey. Very
Jim,
fresh.
is that something a liberal would say?
Yeah. Well, they're all groomed from
It has
Montclair.
nothing to do with liberal or no liberal.
No, I know.
It has everything to
They're
do with
groomed.
raspberries.
Montclair grooming.
I remember before he said you're a liberal delusionist.
Yeah, well, that's what liberals are.
Well, Jim has this fantasy
They-
that labeling people is important.
Well, it is. You know, how am I going to keep record and focus on their antics? I have antics.
What do you
But-
work for the CIA? You got to keep a record of people.
Yeah.
Well,
How am I going to identify if a Martian walked into this room with big eyes and a big, you know, those guys 5 foot
Yeah.
tall and the big eyes and everything, and he walks into this room? Don't you think I want to remember him the next time? You know, he comes in, he starts talking about.
Yeah, by his name.
I go, he's from outer space, I think. Yeah.
Sounds like that character on Taxi. You
Taxi.
watch Taxi? That's an old comedy.
Oh, that guy,
program.
yeah. That's what's he Spanish guy, wasn't he?
I forget who was that wrestler. He was a wrestler.
I thought he would make the Spanish.
Or he
sales.
wrestled women. Remember when he was wrestling women and everybody hated him? What's his name? Man in the Moon. Did you ever see that
Was
movie,
that
Man in the
Laughing?
Moon? It was about him.
There was one guy who
It's
was
a good
wrestling
movie,
women.
Man in the Moon.
Yeah, I gotta look it up.
What was his name? The movie Man
need
in
Bill
the Moon
Crane
was
for
about
that
him.
one.
Look that up. It's a good movie. Man
See
in the
Harry
Yeah,
Crane,
I'll look it up.
Bill Crane, the son.
James, tell us about the Ed Sheeran
Moon.
concert.
Jim Carrey plays
The
him.
insurance?
Ed Sheeran. We went there on Sunday.
Ed Sheeran.
Oh,
the singer.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
No, James.
Oh, James. Oh, James.
His both
Number
named
two.
James.
Yeah, but he's Jim.
J2. I'm Jim. He's James.
How was it?
Yeah,
My real
James.
name's
How was Ed
James.
Sheeran?
Yeah, he was really good. He put on a
How
good
long did he
show.
play?
2 hours.
In 15 minutes.
2 hours?
Yeah, in 15 minutes.
Wow.
a
Yeah,
long
how many did he? How many albums did he make?
So he did. He did the mathematics tour, and it was five of his albums, songs from all
So
of
he
those
has
5.
Oh, wow, he's got 5. I thought he would
But-
only have
but
one
he
or
didn't-
2. I
he-
thought he was new.
Yeah, but he didn't, no, he's
No, he's been around.
he's been around for
Yeah.
like 10 years.
It's like 10
Oh,
years.
okay. No, I didn't know. I'm an old fart.
Yeah. So he had lots of songs that he played. There's lots of songs that he didn't play because he has that many songs. But he played one song after another.
Nice
right
crowd.
away.
And they were good. Good music.
Crowd
Yeah.
was nice.
Yeah.
89K.
Yeah, 89,000 people were there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And they
That's
all
what it
behaved
is.
and no one coughed on another one, right?
Yeah.
No
Well,
fights.
COVID's
Nobody
over.
got shot. No guns.
No.
No
Nah.
guns.
Thank
Wow.
Thank God.
Good show.
Well,
Crackers all there. A lot of
They-
crackers.
They have guns. They have gun metal detectors at
Yeah.
concerts there.
Yeah.
I would imagine they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. You can't get in, right?
Yeah, metal detectors.
Got to have
Oh,
metal
that's good.
detectors. Yeah. Smart.
Yeah.
It's
Do
a
they
shame.
have-
They
they
never
have that at
needed
their
that
meetings?
years ago when I was growing up.
Yeah, when you think about it, we got away with a lot, didn't we?
People brought
Well,
heroin
we were
needles
all
in,
from the peace and love
whatever they
generation.
got into.
How do we get back to the peace and love generation?
Hippies are gone forever.
Put God first. Right, Jim?
Yeah, well, God, I got to bring God, you have to get to hell first. Then God will pull you out.
You think?
I think that's what's going on. I think we're going into hell. And then somehow, like in California, have the, what's that sect out? That is about sisters of,
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't hear
the-
about this.
The Satanist nuns.
yeah, yeah. What are they?
Satanist nuns? None of
Yeah,
this and
yeah.
none of
They
that.
come out. They're
What are they doing?
transies or trainees, and they wear nun outfits.
Yeah.
And they're anti-nuns.
They're anti-Catholic.
Catholics.
It's
yeah.
an anti-Catholic group.
Oh, well,
anti-
there's no shortage of that in this world.
Yeah.
That's
No,
for
but
sure.
I mean, they're coming out like trash the Catholics.
That's-
trash.
that's,
Jim, you're Catholic, right?
Yep. I mean, I go to a Methodist church or a non-denominational.
Because before you were
or
saying you didn't believe in it.
believe. I don't.
You said there's a
believe.
difference between belief and.
Well, there's a semantical dichotomy between two words of the mind. You have the mind of belief means to follow. You just follow because you feel good about following, or you have actual real-time experience and knowledge. Okay, that is true. Meaning, I know we're all here.
He doesn't believe.
This
he knows.
it's a fact that you're sitting across from me.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Well, tell me the burning bush in the Bible or all those parables that are in the Bible are relative to you with us.
Well, we
in this
weren't
room.
there, so we
We
don't know
weren't
whether
there.
there was a
Exactly.
burning
But we
bush or
have-
not.
So it wasn't that important.
But we got the
I mean, you
belief.
got fires
Yeah,
burning.
you don't
It
have
could
to
be
believe
fire.
that. You have to understand the message that God's trying to voice. He's trying to tell you to follow his words, be his words, not to follow, like believe, oh, I believe in Jesus Christ, and then go rape my girl, the woman next door. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people are like that. How about the priests that are little pedophile? Oh, that little boy, that little girl over there. Oh, and he's praying those people they're out there. They don't have to be pastors or priests. They're parishioners that are sick like that. They go to church every day, and they live with the devil. So there's a difference between believing religion and living.
Oh yeah, there's a
True.
difference.
Well, it's being conscious. It's awareness. You know if you're a pedophile or a sinner or a thief or a murderer, you know you are, and therefore you correct yourself.
Carolyn,
You know what I mean?
any thoughts
you
on that?
correct. That's called awareness, not belief.
Carolyn, any way to respond?
What's the question?
No, how do you respond to what Jim
It's a
said?
belief versus actual real-time life.
Yeah, he's got on this bent about this belief word.
Nope.
But, who can argue with that? Live your life. Live a godlike life. Life is hard, no matter what happens. So if
But it's
if you
simple.
try to live a godlike life, it'll be a little bit easier.
Take people for an example. We have a friend.
Don't
She
talk
has a
about
friend.
people.
This woman, Larissa.
Don't talk about people.
Or Larry, the same thing. They're living in the past, and when you speak to them, they talk about the past. Okay.
All the time.
Now, that's not conscious reality. That's not that. That's not
Well, they're
living the real.
traumatized. That's what you do when you're
Whatever their
traumatized.
issue is,
They're traumatized.
They're living in the past, and they speak the past.
Yeah.
And my brother did that before he died. He would speak about, the old times and things, and, I knew he was going. You know when someone's going when they start talking about the past. Because that's all they have in their mind is good thoughts or times of the past. Because they know they're leaving.
Well, nostalgia has its place.
But
Our
there's
memories-
people who are
our
healthy and
memories are-
living, and people
are
are
comforting.
they're living in the past. Like Larry, I told you about Larry.
Well, Larry's a special
You know,
case, but Larissa's
Yeah, but he's coming out of
traumatized.
it. I remind him, if you keep reminding somebody, get out of the past. Stop talking about your coworkers. What happened today. He'll come home and he'll start talking about the customers and the people at work. I'm saying that's already in the past. Let it go. Because you're just you're gonna go to bed with that, and you're gonna put your head on a pillow and then start thinking about the customers and no. You leave it at work. Well, every time I left work, I didn't know where I worked. There are people who ask me, where are you working? I have to think about it. Frazier. I work at Frazier, and I had to concentrate to think where I was working. Because every time I left my job, I never knew I was working there. I made sure that because I wanted to have a good time out of work.
So you're really good at staying in the moment.
Hey, well, I live the moment.
Except
I
that they,
experience the moment.
except
Like
that you don't read
today,
directions.
I painted the cart today. You know, I showed them the cart.
Ah.
Yeah,
I
Jim
painted
Jim
it.
learns by doing.
Yeah, I learned by doing. I
Yes,
I
he
never
does.
did it before, and I.
What
spent
about-
hours?
Well,
2
we all
days
learn
on
by
it.
doing.
Can you learn from school?
If people are educatable that way, and they want to learn that
The
way,
best
yeah.
ways.
I think they are.
You know, so everybody has different
Yeah, they different
different
facets,
gifts of
different
how they
facets.
learn. Some people
Their
learn
things in their head are different.
audibly.
Well, 3 or 4
Some
of
people
us.
learn by doing kinetically. I'd learn by doing kinetically. Most people learn
Trade school.
by doing it. You develop muscle memory, playing guitar.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it's interest too. I think it's
Muscle
trying to get creativity from you. It's trying to make your imagination. That's why you have arts and music, sports, you know, all these science, history.
Yeah, when you do your
You know,
when
they're
you,
trying to pick out things that you are interested in.
when you do your
But they can do that with a few
your
tests
sports
in early years.
Yeah.
exercises. When you do your sports exercises, when the
Yeah, your
coach has
workouts, your cardio.
running, and doing your runnings, whatever
Yeah,
you
your
do.
mile, your cardio.
Taking shots at the hockey puck and all that stuff.
Goalie.
You're developing muscle memory.
Yeah, and skill.
So when
Talent.
you're on the ice skating, you don't even think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't even think about ice skating, right?
You're in the
You just
moment.
move.
You're in the moment.
And
with it.
bicycle too.
So
You
that's
get on a
part
bicycle.
of it, muscle memory. You just have to do it. And then by doing it, the more and more you do it, the easier, faster, better you become, hopefully.
So what's controversial that Jim and Carolyn could talk about?
You mean politics?
Oh, so
Anything controversial?
have to?
No, just something. Whenever. You got something? You guys were arguing before about the thermostat.
we weren't arguing.
well,
I'm just
yeah.
saying. If you read the directions, I
Well,
don't.
the thing is-
Why do people not read directions? I don't get it.
Yeah, Jim. Why don't you read directions?
Why
Because
don't
they
people read
confuse
directions?
me. I get confused very easily reading. It's just, to me, it's confusing. It's like bad distortion. Like you hear a radio and there's a lot of static and everything coming out of the radio. Do you enjoy that?
No.
You know, static and music. It's like I can't hear that right. That's the same thing when I read.
So you have to do
It's
it,
nothing
do
but
it
static
wrong,
and distortion
then go back to the
when I
words that might describe what you did wrong.
It's just you have to read it 3, 4, 5 times, and you got to be you have to be like almost on drugs. You got to put yourself in a mental state of peace and tranquility.
I wonder if
to
surgeons
read
have this
each
issue.
word and understand each word. You know, it's
Think
like
about being a surgeon, like somebody who cuts you open.
Oh, I
yeah, you
can't do that.
diagnose every
Imagine how meticulous they have to be with everything. They have to memorize
Brain
things
surgery.
and do things, and do they read directions?
Yeah, do they
Well,
read?
you know, a lot
I'd
of
like to
doctors,
know.
they go to. I think a lot of them are
Surgeon
talented.
reads
No,
directions?
I think a lot of doctors and surgeons are
Right.
very
Huge.
talented.
Yeah, but they got to go to school for that. I
Yeah,
can't.
no, they can go to school.
I can't just do
But
that.
some could be naturally. They could get books on their own and learn from their own books. Like they can find their own research. You know, out of school.
Yeah.
That'll teach them what.
Well,
they
I
want.
think Carolyn said you look like a school person. You went to like.
She's a school person. Yeah, she's a student. I'm not.
You went to school though.
I know. I 20 years old when I graduated high school.
Yeah,
So-
you're 20.
He took 5
Yeah.
year. He took the 5-year plan.
I took 5 high school and 8 or
Lucky.
9.
He was lucky.
9 grammar school.
He was blessed to be able to do
Was
that.
that 9 grammar school, 5 high school?
So that's 15 years.
Most people get 12, right?
Yeah.
Or 13.
Or 14. That's 5 and 9 is 14. And then you have kindergarten.
Kindergarten, first. No, 12.
So, what is it that you want to learn next?
Doing it right now. Podcasting, editing, communications.
They're still doing it though.
How about
No, I know.
banking? Now let's talk about money. How is your money situation coming? I want to know. How are you financially setting yourself up for the future?
Got a 401k.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
sexy. And
I
what are
would-
you contributing?
Excuse me, but I
like
would
10
like you to
10%.
consider.
10? Wow.
I would
Yeah.
They're
like you,
giving you 3? The company gives you 3?
No, I think they match half.
do they give you any money if you do a
give you
Roth
half?
IRA?
Yeah, that's what I'm in, Roth.
Oh, there's a
Yeah,
difference.
Roth is
Are you
good.
sure?
Yeah,
Roth is good.
my friend helped me with it.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
Roth.
say do the Roth because
I'll give you a
it
tip.
sounds better now, but when you get older, you won't want the 401k. You'll want the Roth.
Yeah, he set me
Well,
up with the
yeah,
Roth.
I heard the Roth is better. The thing is, annuities eventually, you can also get into annuities, which the right annuity, not the wrong annuity. There's good and bad ones.
Yeah.
I think
The thing
annuities
is
are
also
passé
banking.
right now.
My friend gave me a tip on a bank, and it's called Synchrony.
Yeah.
Tip on a
You're
bank.
giving 5%. You won't find that anywhere on a CD.
Not bad.
Savings is
You're better off buying real
4.31.
estate.
Savings. 4.31. You won't find that anywhere. And that's online. There's no banks.
James got a silver.
Silver.
Silver what? Is it that Trump coin?
Oh, silver.
Oh,
Silver
you
what?
bought silver ingots?
Ah,
Like you got in your hand? The actual silver? Yeah. Good. Good. Yeah, I have a silver big packet, like a 5-pound bag of silver. It's like about 80 years old.
silver coins.
No, silver powder, powder or whatever they call it. Powder? It's powder. It's in a bag.
Powder?
Yeah, silver, sterling silver in a bag.
I never heard of that.
My grandfather's brother John used to design like religious things of silver. You know, he made things for
Yeah.
churches and stuff, cathedrals. And I had some of his drawings and stuff at home, and I found one of these bags of silver and the stuff, you know?
Wow,
And
that's impressive.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what the percentage is.
All right, so let's play a quick game. I'm going to say a name of a politician, and I want you both to describe him.
Politician? Okay.
Jim, I'll start with you. Donald Trump.
I love him. I'm not a two-facer. No, I can't say that I hate him. I mean, I enjoy his humor. He's funny as all. People see humor differently.
Funny?
Yeah, I can't stop laughing every time he
Is
speaks.
that what you want from your president? You want to laugh?
Well, he's 50-50. He's like, as I say, a poker face, which he'll say things that are like off the charts, and people take him seriously, and that's when I laugh. I go, people are listening to him, and they're thinking he's
agree
telling the
with this?
truth,
You
and
agree
I'm
with
just
this?
laughing.
Yeah,
Like,
some things
I'm
you
not
say are
laughing
like,
at Trump so much as that the idiots
believe it.
that believe him. They're believers. Again, the dichotomy between belief and real-time consciousness. I have a conscience, and they
Oh,
don't.
so I get,
they don't. They don't
I
know what
get
conscience
your
is.
point now because people could say I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, but then
They're two-faced. They go
but
somewhere else.
they steal from people, they harass people.
Right. That's
Carolyn?
what I'm saying. The difference between, belief. It's
When I
garbage.
say Donald Trump, you say
she has no use for him. She has no use.
well. You said Carolyn
I don't
reminds
work at the White House, so I have no.
you said Carolyn reminds you of Trump.
Yeah, because they're both, they're hypocrites and narcissistic hypocrites.
You're a hypocrite now.
Yeah. Well,
No, I'm a
everybody's a
hypocrite.
hypocrite, but I'm just throwing
How is
that in.
Carolyn a
That was an extra
hypocrite?
bonus.
Yeah, how
That was
am
a
I
bonus.
hypocrite?
How is Carolyn a hypocrite?
Well, we say things that are contradictory. That's,
So Carolyn, apparently you
that's
contradict
hypocrisy.
yourself.
I say
Give me,
things too.
give me a bona fide
Yeah,
example.
I want to hear this.
Give me an example. Tell
Well,
me.
like for instance, the border. The border should. You always think the border should be open. There shouldn't be any borders. You said that for years, and I said, wait a minute. We got to have some type of principles or some laws or something going on here, or we just have people walk into your house. You wouldn't even allow anybody to live in your house. You know, but the borders can be open, but keep everybody out of mine. It's like in New York, when you go to New York. Oh, yeah, we're a, what is in New York? A place for...
Sanctuary state?
Sanctuary state. Oh, but don't come here. Don't come here. You know, it's like real two-faced, you know, people. That's hypocrisy.
When did I ever say that? Don't
When
come
the
here.
Democrats ever say that? They say it all the time.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you look at...
Wait, so is Carolyn a Democrat or a liberal?
It's empty.
I keep
She
on-
doesn't want... She wants to be anarchist, which means nothing. It's a zero. There's no such thing as an anarchist. It doesn't exist.
All right, Carolyn. When I say Joe Biden, you say
I do.
I have no comment about politics.
Jim. When I say Joe Biden, you say
senility.
Senility.
No, well,
It's funny.
He has an agenda.
It's funny when Trump was president and everybody was getting down on Trump.
Everybody was getting on Trump?
Yeah, Republicans were saying, "Well, this is the president, and we should respect him and support him." But this now that the tables have turned, everybody gets down on Biden. Nobody support the same people who said we should support Trump are not supporting Biden.
Why should we support
They're
Biden?
not praying for him. They're not wishing him well. They just mock
Well,
him.
the news keeps Biden out.
What is that about?
You don't see anything about Biden, do you? Any charges or, you know, no litigations or anything against Biden?
Well, he hasn't started an insurrection yet, so I guess until he does.
There's never been an insurrection, and probably never will be. The thing is,
if you want to talk about politics, I think one of the more interesting things that Jim has done, to his credit, is join. Well, two things actually. 'Cause he
COS.
complained about
COS.
politics all the time, and I said, "Well, why don't you go and join up and be part of it?" And he did. So he became county committee, and through that he went to COS. So why don't you talk about COS and make sure that people know what's
it's
going on?
important.
Yeah, let's hear
And I
about
want you
COS.
guys to sign it. I got the paperwork in the car.
Yeah, tell me about COS.
Okay, well, Convention of State, it's been around for, what, 200 years? About, yeah. There was...
Since day one.
George Mason did
Constitutional Convention.
Article 5, it's called, in the Constitution. And this article allows 34 states to make an amendment and be ratified, go
Make an
to
amendment.
Congress, okay, of these three. We have three.
Make an amendment to the Constitution.
Right, amendment to the Constitution. We have three of them. One is physical restraint, two is term limits, and the third is overreaching, like mandates, overpowering the people. And what we want is
What does that mean?
our states to determine.
Yeah, what does that mean? Overpowering the people.
Mask. You have to wear a mask every day to the rest of your life because we have COVID out there. Okay? Does that help?
No.
No?
So it limits the powers that they
Do you
have
understand what I'm saying?
over the personal human being.
If you don't wear a mask, you'll lose your job. Does that help? No.
What the hell?
No, that they controlled us with the mask, but it doesn't. The masks don't help.
So they're
Right.
trying to
So
change the
what I'm saying is-
Constitution, in other words. And
Well,
you
we're-
can change the Constitution if you have 30
The government,
states.
you know what a dictatorship is?
Yeah.
That's Trump, isn't it?
If they want
No.
if they want all males to cut off their penis,
Oh, God.
you are to remove your penis. That's what a dictatorship is.
You have to do what the dictator says.
Right. So if you wear a
Well,
mask,
you don't have to, but if you don't,
or
you
if
die.
you don't get an injection,
You lose your
of the
job.
you'll lose your job. Yeah. What is that? That's control. That's
Yeah, power and control.
Federal control.
Divide and conquer.
Right. That's what is we're trying to do is take that power away. Make them weak. The only thing you need the federal governments for is international safety and defense. That's all you need it for. And some financial taxation and adjustments from state to state, where people are a little weak, like some churches may be weak, and you have 3 Methodist churches, 3 Catholic churches help each other get through the day financially, a roof, sidewalks, what.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that we would use the federal government is to help with our bridges or our railroad or what. That's all we would need them for. We don't need 225 sectors of government, and underneath that, another 200 each sectors
So
of
they're
government.
so
Meaning, there's
they're
so
trying to
many,
do what
it's
Russia
a
did.
pyramid scheme. Out of the 225 sectors in our government, it's a pyramid of each of them. And they're
So-
all in levels going down. In
So
all
that's
these-
just what happened
it's
to the
balloon.
USSR. The USSR broke up their federation and became just states.
Yeah.
So that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, being a state, I want New Jersey to be New Jersey. I don't want it to be,
You got to think this through,
the
though.
government.
So
And-
let me read to you what Article
Yeah, let's
5
hear
says.
this before we head out.
How do you change we run by the Constitution, right, in the Bill of Rights. How do you change the Constitution? 2/3 of the House, if they deem it, 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary if they shall propose amendments to the Constitution or the application of the legislatures of 2/3 of several states. So 2/3 of the states, 2/3 of the 50 states, right?
Yeah.
Shall
34,
call for a
35.
convention for proposing amendments. So now, do they have to decide whether the reason why this is so interesting is because it's never been done before.
No,
So
it
they
has
don't know not since the original
No, it's
convention.
happened 20 years ago. They've done it through time.
They
Yes.
never had a
If you look
convention.
at-
A convention.
They've had conventions. Look them
They
up.
they tried to
Actually-
have them, and then the federal government
some
changed
knocked
the
them out.
rules.
Right.
But they've never really opened the Constitution to the states for amending, and there's no precedent set what would happen. So it may not be just these 3 things that get changed. They don't know because they don't have the rules for it. That's why it's so dangerous. Would you like
Rules for what?
pieces of the Constitution changed that may not be so good for people?
For what people?
Like maybe they'll limit the First Amendment, no freedom of speech.
No.
You got to be
We're
kind.
discussing 3 things,
You
Carolyn.
can't traumatize things.
Carolyn,
But
we're
what I'm
talking
saying
about
is,
3
if
things.
you read the papers and what
Carolyn,
they're
if you
saying,
understand how
there's
the
no
process-
precedent to the process, so we don't know what the process may end up doing. It may end up opening everything up, and that's the scary part
End up
of
opening-
what this is going on.
Carolyn, opening nothing.
I don't care what they
Nothing's
tell you.
being-
There's no precedent
Carolyn,
to it.
there's nothing being opened. There's something being added. These
Well,
are
added or subtracted. It's not limited. There's no precedent, so we don't know that it's limited to just the things that are on your agenda.
How many amendments do we have?
What are we up to now? 18, 19,
No, there's more because there's 25.
25? Thank you.
27.
20, thank you. 27.
So right there, they're growing. Okay,
So
they're
what?
going to grow. So what's your point? They're going to admit 30. We get 35, maybe 40.
Right now-
That's just growth. That's progress. What the Democrats like. Progress. Remember the word progress?
Well,
Yeah.
suppose-
Maybe we shouldn't do it.
Well,
We should
suppose
stop because it's progress.
maybe they make an amendment that only everyone can only own,
progressive
every
there.
household can only own 1 car.
Well, there's 3
And if
drivers.
you have more than 1 car, you have to donate it to the government.
No.
They might need steel or something. Who knows?
All right, before we go, you guys got any final thoughts?
I just want you to sign my petition for the COS.
All
I
right.
got the paperwork in the car. I'll bring it in and I'll have us all sign it. And then we'll just, added, because, we have a legislature, right?
Yeah.
And we have to get through to them to work on it. This is a very tough state because a lot of the dummy Democrats, they have a problem with COS. They think it's a conservative, it's a Republican agenda. And it's not. It's nonpartisan. It has nothing to do with Republicans or Democrats. That's the problem with Democrats. They think it's a Republican act, and it's not. It's totally a whole different concept of trying to get a control of our federal government. And we hope that we can succeed.
Mm-hmm. Carolyn.
19 states. 19 states.
Here's what, but Jim thinks that this is a good idea. This is the part of, doesn't really say exactly, but why it may not be a good idea. This is from Common Cause. It's a convention that would be called by the states under the Constitution. The Constitution prescribes no rules relating to who can attend, who writes the agenda, how the votes are cast, or whose voices get heard in the process. So there's no precedent for this happening. And it's a well-funded movement to convince state legislatures to trigger Article 4 convention, Article 5 convention. Such a convention would pose a danger to American democracy. It would provide a forum for the wholesale rewriting of the Constitution.
Okay, who says that?
Led by some of the most extreme and authoritative forces in society today. So some people believe that. That's the other side of the coin.
Jim, did you just call Karen a leftist?
I'm not a leftist. I'm an
There's
anarchist.
always opposition to all rules. As they say, hypocrisy.
Well, yeah, you have to look at the other side and look at both.
Well,
you have to look at all sides to know
We're
whether
willing
this
to
is the right
debate
thing.
with the leftists, but the left is not willing to debate with us.
Well, like
And
you
that
said,
is a fact.
there's no
That's obvious,
precedent
Carolyn.
to the protocol of
You
how.
can't speak with the
Can
leftists,
I speak?
Karen. Go ahead.
There's no precedent. This is the important part. There's no precedent for this happening. This never happened since the calling of the convention original.
Yeah.
So what it's saying is they don't know who writes the rules, who attends these things, how they vote, whose voices get heard. And you and I both know, we all know that if you have money, you will be part of the process.
Well,
If you don't have money, are you going to be part of the process? Is
No.
50% of the Republicans going to be represented and 50% of the Democrats, which is basically what we have now, maybe a little 10% of those oddballs?
well, Carolyn,
How do we ensure
All
that
right.
that happens? Do we even care that that happens? This
well,
is.
do we know if electric cars will be the answer to this world? Like windmills and electric cars will be the answer? Do we know that?
We have a little piece of the action. My car's a
Yeah, a little piece.
my half electric car is getting 50 miles to the gallon.
Well, no, you're
So-
hybrid. Hybrids are different.
Whatever. I'm just saying.
They're only a third of what an electric car is.
I'm not saying it's a
But-
bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm
I'm-
just saying that there's controversy
But it's
over
not
this.
feasible. You can't do it.
What's not feasible?
You can't have everybody having electric cars. It can't happen. We don't have the minerals. We don't have.
What can happen
We
is nobody
don't-
can have a car. How's that sound?
Well, who?
I said what can happen is no one has cars. That can happen.
Let me drive horse and
There we
buggy.
go. Dictatorship.
Everybody goes back to bicycles.
Well,
Hey,
What do you
listen,
do
a
with
lot
all
of
these pickup
countries,
trucks,
a lot
you
of
know?
countries do that, but
pickup trucks are the biggest waste.
yeah, I agree.
I mean, I don't understand these doofuses. You know, these men and women in these big pickup trucks that get lousy gas mileage.
Yeah.
Well, they're
And they're
supposed to
running
use
around
it.
with nothing in them. Like 95% of them are empty all the time. How? Now, dictatorship would help in that form. I would love to be the controller.
He
of
likes
how
he likes
vehicles-
dictatorships.
I like dictatorship of things that are.
Why didn't you move to Uganda when
Relative and
Idi
logical.
Amin was killing everyone? That would have been a good place for you. He was a consummate dictator.
You know what
Or
she
Pol
said?
Pot.
She said that Adolf Hitler killed millions of people. I don't think he killed anybody.
Oh, God.
Did
Help us.
Adolf Hitler ever kill anybody?
Yeah, millions of Jews.
No. How did he do it?
Gas chambers.
He wrote.
He never
he
seen
wrote
one
policy.
before.
He wrote policy because he was
He
the.
never saw
he
a
was-
gas chamber.
He was the head of Germany, so he wrote policy. Did you read Mein Kampf?
The point
Did you
is,
read any of his
you don't
writings?
get it. You still don't get it.
No, you're taking something very literal.
Well,
Did-
you're
was
supposed
he-
to.
was he
But
like-
the question is, if he was
There's
in
many
court,
ways to kill
would he
people.
go to jail for murder?
Sure.
How?
Of course.
How?
Absolutely. Why do
Just
you?
because he was the top speaker? That's all? The top speaker?
Well, if you
How about
violate,
Biden?
if,
Would Biden ever go to
if
jail?
you if you violate the laws of God and man, you will go to jail.
Do you think Biden will go to jail
I don't know.
for his acts?
I don't know.
Killing soldiers.
work
in
at the White House. I
Afghanistan
don't know what goes on
and
there.
Russia, the Ukrainian
Well,
war.
is Putin
the
gonna-
millions of people.
Is
he's
Putin going to
probably
go to
killing.
jail? Is the head of the Ukraine going to go to jail for what they
Trump
do?
ain't going. Trump ain't going to jail because he stopped wars. He stopped a lot of. And, he made connection with people. He
Oh.
connected, but Biden
yeah.
just fought with people.
You think?
Or he retreated, ran away, like in Afghanistan. He ran away. Like, pull him out. Oh, we got 13 soldiers dead. It's like, oh well.
Well, it's but
I mean,
that was a
should
20-year.
he
That
go-
was a 20-year war. You
Should
think
he
we?
be a Hitler?
That was a 20-year war. Do you think we
Is
should
Joe
still be
Hitler?
in
Is
Afghanistan?
Joe Biden Hitler?
Do you think we should still be in Afghanistan? This is 20 years after 20
Should I
years.
still be looking at Joe Biden?
What's
Should he still be a president today?
What's the difference?
Hitler killed people, you say? I never saw him kill anybody, but people say he did.
You're walking on thin ice, Jim.
No, I'm talking reality.
You
People
should
don't
not
wanna
you
see
should not
the
bring
truth.
up you
It's the
should
truth.
not bring up Hitler. It makes you sound like an idiot.
I'm an idiot. The thing is,
Yes.
Hitler didn't kill anybody. I don't think he ever had a gun
Well,
to
what do
anybody's
what
head.
do we have to do? Show you the policies that he wrote that he wanted his people to
Well,
fulfill?
Joe Biden's policies was out in Ukraine and also Afghanistan.
So you think that Hitler's totally?
How many people died
You
in
think Hitler's
Afghanistan
totally
because of Joe?
innocent of the fact that
Joe will never
that
go to jail.
millions of people died?
Joe's not going to
No,
jail.
you're not answering the question. You think that Hitler is totally
He's dead.
excused?
I'm not thinking about the past.
Well, you brought him up. You're the
Yeah.
one that brought him up.
That's an example.
So
I didn't want to make
finish
him the
this.
subject. I want to make
Finish
Joe
this out.
Biden the
Finish
subject.
this out.
Joe
you think
Biden's
you
the
think
subject.
Hitler has no responsibility?
Joey Teardrops is the subject.
See, this
here.
is an idiot. He doesn't
Joe
even
Biden,
stand
isn't
up
Joe Biden always
and
crying?
defend his
Doesn't he always
positions.
look like angry? He always has the eyes looking like crying.
What do you get out of disobey?
That senile
What do you
old
get
man.
out of dissing a
Senile,
president?
right, Bernadette? Senile old man with the eyes are always like crying.
Do we really want to hear this about this?
He always has a crying teardrop eyes.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, we're
I'm done.
Jim, you see what you made her do? You made her walk
I don't
out.
want to hear.
Leftists can't cope. They can't debate.
Talk
They
about
They
Hitler.
can't debate.
Bring up the past and talk about Hitler. Go ahead. Keep
That
on
was
talking about Hitler.
Hitler didn't kill anybody. I don't think he ever shot a person in his life.
God, what do you?
Suppose he made the plan.
But Joe Biden, he kills thousands of people.
Suppose Hitler made the plan.
Thousands.
Where, who's?
He probably grabbed his son's gun.
I have a question for Carolyn. Carolyn, hold on. I have a question for you.
Yeah, don't run
It's
now.
not political.
Don't run now. Just try to example powers to be. And the power is that, I thought of that. People
Yeah.
are always saying how Hitler was so bad. Yeah, he writes a policy, but he never killed anybody. It was like, Charlie Manson.
Yeah.
That controlled that 4 or 5 people he had go out and murder those actors and people in California. You know, they put him in jail, but they didn't execute him. But he didn't kill anybody, according to what I heard.
Yeah.
Charlie Manson didn't kill anybody. He just had these people go out and kill others.
I can't believe
So he goes to jail, Charlie Manson. Where's Joe Biden? Explain that.
double standard.
He's still a president.
Double
Charlie Manson,
standard.
he's dead now, I think. He died a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he did.
In prison. So, but Joe Biden, he's out there. He'll be on the news tomorrow.
Giving
You know,
a speech.
He'd say, God, the Queen. She said something about God. You know that saying about the Queen
Yeah,
of England?
God save the Queen or something.
God, yeah, something like that. He said that the other day, and the Queen's dead.
Yeah, I remember that.
He just said it like 2 days ago. A day or
Well,
two ago.
that's Joey Teardrops for you.
Yeah, Joey Tear. He's always looking like he's crying and whining about something miserable. You know, and Trump's up there with joy and bliss and glee and, you know, happiness. I mean, are you brain dead? You can't see the difference between the two?
No, because the mainstream media doesn't show it.
They're followers and believers, and that's where my concept comes in, between belief and understanding real-time consciousness. And
Yeah.
people are suckers. Both sides, Republicans too.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
I've seen it.
not Mr. Pro-Republican, but I'm not anti.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good Democrats, but, you know.
Yeah, Tulsi
fortunately,
Gabbard.
They got suckered with the leftists, and I can't do anything about the leftists.
I just saw it happen.
Yeah, well, she's deranged, you know. She can't help it, you know. You know, I mean, when you're brought up that way so many years, and your friends are, you know, half her friends are like that.
Yeah.
But her other friends argue just like me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's got a good friend up in New York. They argue a lot.
I figured that.
Over stuff, you know, it's opposition.
Mm-hmm.
And that's life.
Yeah, that's life.
But debating, it
Yeah,
counts.
debating is fun. Once you get the facts, they can handle it or they can walk away.
Right. That's all. You know, you get pissed off at the situation. You don't get pissed off at the people.
Yeah. Only enjoy the car ride home.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Jim, this has been great. Carolyn.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Carolyn,
Okay,
this
there.
episode was great. We'll see you guys next time. The Doug Strava Show, which is brought to you by the Monkey Bar and Grill. Swing on by.
Yep. Take care.
And we'll see you probably in another month or so. Do another pod.
Well, yeah, July.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is June.
Yeah, maybe August we'll have one. All right, we'll see you guys.
All right, take care, Will.
This episode was Nicole and Dave. Go Sports. For all your latest information surrounding the world of sports, talk to Dave.
Sell Malibu at the diner part of the casino.
That they're gonna slip back a little bit. Ben,
Do you ever ask yourself the question as to
For this town, things that haven't been done before.
feel like
It's more than just Joe Biden, though. Like, it's just like people, even people.
Overpay for DeGrom, and I think this is a great way for us to gather some
I'll be looking for another job after this is over. I can tell you that.
Here, with your name behind it, hoping that Monk.
Why didn't Trump fire Fauci? He could have gotten rid of him.
There's a lot of things you can have checked out. So
talk whatever we want.
It's sports. Well, I'll tell you,
No matter, I don't have to worry about my feelings to understand that.